Hi Elmhurst. Today I'm going to show you how to make cornbread with Masa Harina. Even if you haven't cooked with Masa Harina before, you've probably had it in corn tortillas and tamales. It's different than the cornmeal usually used to make cornbread because it's made from corn treated with an alkaline agent, which gives it a distinct flavor and slightly different properties. I don't recommend substituting Masa Harina for cornmeal in every situation, but this recipe will give you a great, flavorful cornbread. For the ingredients, we have 1½ cups of Masa Harina, 1/2 cup all-purpose flour, 6 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1¼ cup of milk, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 2 eggs, chopped pickled jalapenos to taste with 2 tablespoons of the brine. If you don't want it spicy at all, you can leave this out and just add a splash more milk to the recipe. Finally, I have some additional sliced peppers for garnish, which is optional. First of all, preheat your oven to 425 degrees. If you're using a cast iron skillet, go ahead and put that in the oven to preheat as well. I'm using a 10-inch skillet because I like more crust on my cornbread, but I've also made this in an 8-inch skillet and also a regular 8x8 baking dish before. While that's preheating, we can start preparing the batter. In a large bowl, combine your dry ingredients, the flours, baking powder, and salt. Next up, we're going to combine the milk and syrup in another bowl, then add in the eggs and whisk them together. Once those are incorporated, add 4 tablespoons of the melted butter. Make sure you're setting aside 2 tablespoons of the butter for greasing the pan later. Add the wet ingredients and the chopped jalapenos with the brine to the dry ingredients and combine until the flour is just moistened and there are no more dry clumps of flour. Don't worry if it looks a bit drier than regular cornmeal-based batter. Once your oven is preheated, carefully remove the pan from the oven and add the melted butter. Swirl it around to coat the bottom and sides evenly. Scrape the batter into the skillet and spread it out with a spatula, then add your peppers for garnish. Bake it for 20 to 25 minutes or until the edges are golden brown and a knife inserted into the center comes out clean. I really like using a cast iron skillet for this recipe because it gives it a great crispy brown crust on the bottom. And there you have it, cornbread made with Masa Harina. It's slightly sweet, slightly spicy, with that great masa flavor.